Right, to a developing story now. Police say 3 people have been killed following violence between taxi drivers and bus operators in Secunda, Mpumalanga, following an ongoing dispute over routes in the area. I want to bring in now Sipho Stuurman, who's covering this story for us. Sipho, what are you learning there?
Well, a very good morning to you and our viewers at home. We're just coming outside Secunda police station here in Mpumalanga. As you mentioned, there has been a week long of clashes between taxi operators and Megabus operators. As we understand it, taxi drivers are clashing because they do not want the Megabus to operate in township areas, saying that they are taking customers away from them. Particularly, I think one of the hotspot areas was Mbalenhle here in Secunda in Mpumalanga. But let's get more detail now, especially around the reported deaths of 3 people and 1 police officer who was injured. I am joined by the spokesperson here in Mpumalanga, Brigadier Leonard Tlati. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Talk to us about the events that have unfolded this week and the people that have been killed.
Yeah, there was a squabble that was going on for a couple of weeks between the taxi association in Mbalenhle and as well as Megabus. And in that instant, it became volatile this week, at which yesterday we went there as police because we have been here monitoring the situation. Now, when we went there yesterday to do our operations, unfortunately, one of our members was shot and injured. And in that instance, police had to defend themselves. We have recorded 3 deaths yesterday, which of course the manner in which these people died is yet to be investigated because the investigation thereof has been escalated to IPID.
All right. So you reported 3 deaths yesterday. Are these deaths as a result of the clashes between police and the taxi operators, or were the police involved in killing of these 3 people?
Yeah, you see, to conclude on this issue, to say who shot at who, it's going to be very much prematurely because there were, guns blazing yesterday. No one knows as to who shot at who. Hence, now we have called for investigation on this issue. IPID has been drawn in so that they can continue with the investigations.
But these 3 people that have died, which side are they from? Are they from the taxi operator's side?
They are from the taxi operator's side.
And these killings happened when the taxi operators and the police clashed?
That's correct. But then to conclude on that issue, to say, like I'm saying, that people were firing round and board yesterday. So we cannot conclude to say this is what happened. But then what we can say is that let us wait for the investigation to be concluded so that at the end of the day, the relevant authorities will be able to give us a report as to what happened.
Okay, 3 people killed after clashes between police and taxi operators. But now let's move to the disruptions that we've seen here. What has been happening? Schools operating. What's been happening in these past few days?
We are still here as police to monitor the situation and to call for peace so that operations can go back to normal. Children could not go to school today as much as they did not for the past week. And this is what we're saying is uncalled for. Whatever that we're doing as adults, we must mindful of children, to give them space to go to school. So we'll be here and make sure that the situation goes back to normal.
All right. I know you're not representing, Megabus and the taxi operators, but as police who've been monitoring this, what do you understand to be the key issue here?
Well, the key issue is them now having, a squabble between themselves, which of course I don't want to delve much on that because I think it's for them now to respond, because they're here. The taxi operators are in Mbalenhle and Megabus also here. They can respond on themselves. We are coming in on the police side, to bring peace between the 2 parties.
And I understand what infuriated the taxi operators is that the police are allegedly siding with the bus operators, that you were escorting bus operators going in areas that they are not wanted by the taxi operators. So what's the response to allegations that you've perhaps chosen sides?
Yeah, we are not choosing any side here. We are bringing peace among the 2. That's why all the meetings that we held, we had all the parties together. Now, for us to patrol the area, as it has been seen as if we're escorting buses, the buses were held hostage by some of the taxi operators. And even our own cars us as police, they were held hostage by some of the taxi operators. We had now to call for backup so that we can remove those buses and our vehicles so that we cannot have further damages that have already occurred. There are 6 trucks that have been hijacked. All the routes, in route and out route of Mpumalanga were barricaded with these trucks, and there's 1 truck that was already set alight. So for us to be mindful of further damages, we had to do that.
Okay, and just very lastly, I know we are in Secunda here. We're not exactly in the hotspot area, but what is the situation like today?
Well, it's calmer, but it's still tense, because we're going to say it is now back to normal after all operations are operating and no barricades on the road. So children are going back to school, and well, it's then that we're going to say everybody is happy about the operations, the police involvement.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir. Well, there you have it. The situation is calmer, but it's still tense. 3 people killed when the police clashed with taxi operators. We understand now that it will have to investigate if it was the police responsible for shooting those taxi operators. 1 police officer injured over this week. Long clashes here between these 2 operators, that is Megabus and taxi operators here. And as we heard, the situation is calmer, but we will keep an eye out and see for ourselves what is the situation. School kids are still not able to go to school, of course, fearing for their lives, especially when there's gunshots that are being fired with people dying. And with that, it's back to you in studio.
All right, Sipho Stuurman live for us in Secunda. Appreciate that update.